ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another review from the one, from the only, Joshua Reviews. I hope you guys like my haircut. I like it. Hey guys, Joshua Reviews. Also, hope you like the shirt. So, as the shirt suggests, I'm a big horror fan. Now, if you're subscribed to this channel, which you most likely are, since I don't get any new subscribers, which is fine, but whatever, then you should know that I'm a big horror fan. And if you check my schedule and in my latest review in the comment section, you would see the next film that I had planned to it's laid to rest. I just want to point something out. This is probably one of the hardest covers I think I have. This cover right here. This cover. This awesome slipcover. This like kind of reflective 3D. I love this cover. This is my favorite thing ever in the history of forever. And yes, I just quoted Markiplier for doing this on us. Laid to Rest. So this was a film me and my buddy saw back when video stores were a thing. And there was a video store right by my house, and we actually saw the cover and we're like, let's rent that movie. So we spent the night, we watched the first movie, and I remember liking it, but it's been God knows how long. It's probably been like, 7 years? So I was like, I gotta rewatch this film. And I bought it and the sequel. So stay tuned for the sequel. I'm gonna review it pretty soon. But I had to rewatch it. Yeah, this film was a lot of fun. This film is a lot of fun. First of all, what are the things I like? Okay, so first of all, Chrome Skull, the serial killer of this film, since it's a slasher, this guy looks fucking epic. This guy is if you imagine Michael Myers, but if he was like a badass and he like Michael Myers is a badass, but I'm talking he was almost like self-aware that he's badass. Like this guy has a fucking chrome mask, like a skull mask, and he has a video camera on the back or on his shoulder, and he records his victims. And he just, one of the most commonly used weapons that a killer will use is a knife. So you think, okay, some knife kills, whatever, some stabs. This guy knows how to be creative with his kills. This is like if Art the Clown just stuck to one weapon, and that was a knife. But this knife is like Ghostface dagger, but with extra blades. I don't know how to describe it. This guy's fucking awesome. This dude steals the fucking movie. He just, oh my God. I mean, okay, I don't want to sound cringy, but he's got mad aura. I can't believe I just fucking said that, but it's true. It's true. Chrome Skull is awesome. He's the highlight of the film. But you know what else is the highlight? The fucking characters. I want to address this because I don't think I typically, when I find a good movie with good characters, I'll point it out. But I want to say something. I haven't seen a slasher in a fat minute that's made me actually care about the characters as much as this film. I really got invested in the characters in this film. One character in particular that I really liked was Tucker. Tucker's character was such a fucking sweetheart. I don't know how else to describe him, but he was just like a big, massive guy with a cane. But he's both likable, charming, badass, but also is not afraid to show emotion. I don't want to say fearless, but he's not afraid to put himself in front of danger so he can protect this random girl he met, which, by the way, the plot of the movie, very simple plot, very simple, almost like the first Terrifier movie, how that plot was very simplistic. First Terrifier, you just got these two girls on Halloween night. They're stranded in the middle of a deserted, kind of abandoned near an abandoned building, apartment complex, whatever the fuck it is. I think it's a warehouse, and it doesn't matter. And in this movie, you just follow this three characters, and they're trying to survive Chrome Skull. But how the movie starts off is this girl wakes up in a coffin. She has amnesia, doesn't remember who she is, and she just tries to outrun Chrome Skull because Chrome Skull is after her for whatever reason. We gotta watch the movie to find out. And I was sold. I mean, right away, I'm just like, okay, there's a mystery going. Why was she put in this fucking coffin? What's going on? I wonder what's going on. And the whole film is just a chase. That's the whole film. They're just wandering around in this in kind of this deserted area. They say like the nearest police station is like 100 miles. I think that's just like a bullshit estimate, but because like really 100 miles, it's pretty fucking far, especially for like a town with like houses and stores. It seems a little weird, but okay. I'll you know, it's a movie. I'll buy it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's mainly the plot for the movie. It's very simplistic, but I don't mind that. A movie can have a simplistic plot and still keep me entertained and engaged. And yeah, I like the characters. We don't. I don't. I actually forgot if we get the main girl's name at any point because she doesn't remember her name. She doesn't remember like what her job is. That's kind of the whole mystery. Like you got to find out who she is, and she'll constantly like. I don't want to say throw herself in front of Chrome Skull, but she's not afraid to get close enough to him if it means like, you know, she can get some sort of memory. And we don't really get any straight answers until like the very end. But I was still, and that's not really a spoiler because you do get like, you know, bits and pieces of like her story and you can kind of piece it together and try to figure out what's going on. But for the most part, you're following this girl who I think they call her Princess. I don't know why. It's so weird when everybody say Princess. I'm just like, okay, a little strange, but don't matter. But yeah, it was a little weird sometimes when they would call her Princess and they're running from Chrome Skull, and I'm just like, that's her name, Princess. Okay, that's a little weird, but whatever. So yeah, we follow Princess, Tucker, and this one guy that I did forget his name of. But you know, for the sake of the movie, does it say it on the back cover? It does not. Shit, don't matter. But yeah, we follow these three characters as they're trying to outrun Chrome Skull, and in the way they would get to like a place, and Chrome Skull would just casually kill people in this way, kind of like Michael Myers, specifically in the new trilogy where he's not fixated on Laurie Strode. He's more just killing anyone in his way. It goes the old Halloween movies where he was set on Laurie Strode, but because it was his sister, but he would kill anyone in his way. And let me just say something. You look at this cover, and you look at this, and you're like, oh, okay, so this is going to be pretty violent, right? So you unrated director's cut, which by the way, I think they just throw that on there. As far as I'm aware, I haven't been able to find anything that's like not the unrated director's cut. I think that's literally just something they throw on the fucking DVD, especially since, it doesn't say rated R or anything. So I think that's just bullshit. No matter. But the kills are, they're pretty fucking brutal. There is no easy way to say it. That these are some brutal kills. I mean, not as extreme as probably, let's say, Art the Clown's killings, but like, damn, there's some pretty graphic ones in here. One specifically that I won't spoil who the character is, but a guy's face literally melts off. I mean, his face is melting off, and he's like peeling his fucking face. And I won't spoil who the character is, but I was like, fuck, that is gruesome. That is a fucking gruesome death. And that was the highlight. You know how much of like a fucking reassurance it is to like watch a movie where like I'm actually engaged with the characters. I'm like, oh my God, this is a simple chase movie, but like I'm engaged with these characters. One thing I want to specifically point out is the acting's not like the best or anything. It's not indie, but it's like, it's obviously low budget. But one of the things I really, really liked about this movie were the characters. And I know I've said that, but one thing I want to address is that the two characters that are helping this girl with no name, Princess, they're helping her out. There is a point in the movie, and this is a small spoiler. She gets in the car and she practically leaves them. Like, she leaves them. She is not their problem anymore. Chrome Skull is only after her. He doesn't go after them. He goes after her. But these two guys, Tucker and this other dude that has just kind of tagged on, he doesn't want to be there. And I felt so fucking bad for him. And he was kind of like the comic relief, but he doesn't want to be there. They both just go after her to help her. And I really fucking like that. You know how like reassuring that is? Like, that these guys aren't douchebags or anything. Like, they are literally just trying to help this girl who's just got thrown in the mix of everything. And I just love that. I just want to point that out. I like that they were willing to go back for her. And that shows, like, the strength that shows, that's likable characters. I always like that. I always like in films when, like, no questions asked, like men just help women out. Not like a creepy thing or anything. It's just like they go to help because that's kind of like they're kind of obligated to do so. I mean, after everything that's happening, I just want to address this because I really like this. I like midway through, I'm just like, wow, these guys are really like going out of their way to help this girl. I like that. Good idea, movie. Okay, so I've kind of praised this movie a little bit. I'm gonna give it a little bit of what I didn't like, but it's very minor. First of all, I did not like how kind of rinse and repeat everything was. There were a few scenes that felt like it was just kind of fluff, no substance. There's not a lot of substance here. Like, for example, Chrome Skull's backstory for the most part is pretty like left open-ended. We don't really know that much about him. All we know is that he probably was a surgeon at some point because he's literally doing surgery on himself, taking a bullet out. He's, from what I understand, he is human. I don't know if there's a supernatural like aspect to it. But I think there is in the sequel, but we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, there's no really like substance to anything, specifically to like Chrome Skull. And a lot of the film does have like a lot of repeated moments where they're just kind of going back and forth to one location. I mean, they literally spend like, I think 30 minutes at this one area and then they leave and then they go back. I'm just like, what was the point in that? You literally could have cut all that out, but then we wouldn't have a longer movie. But I understand how it goes. Trust me, I've been there. I know how that works. And another thing too is like, because a lot of characters are coming in and they're getting killed left and right, you don't really get a sense for who everyone is. That's why I like our three main leads, because you know who they are. Like, you want to get an understanding for who they are in their personalities. But specifically, everyone else is just kind of there to die. You don't really know them, and they're just there to die. But the kills are cool, so if you want that, But this is just like me kind of being critical on everything. This is more like a nitpick than, because I don't really care. I've seen too many horror movies, so I don't give a shit. But I mean, no, everyone that was on screen, I did like. I mean, most of the characters that did die, I did give a shit about. There was one character that came in, I was like, oh damn, I'm sad he's dead. But then I was just like, oh yeah, but he didn't really do anything. They didn't really add much of the plot, just sort of, add some extra numbers into Dead Meat's kill count. Another thing is, I think towards the end, kind of when things are wrapping up, it does just kind of briefly end. It's not like, nothing's explained. It's just kind of like, it just kind of ends. So besides that, I had a blast with this movie. This movie was a lot of fun, and I think if you're a diehard slasher fan, you're really going to like this movie. Chrome Skull is an awesome villain, and I can't wait to watch the sequel because I hear they explain his backstory, or kind of go into it. So I'm really excited for that. This review's already been long enough. Sorry about that, but I just wanted to really get this out of the way, how much I like this movie. I had a lot of fun watching it. There were parts that kind of dragged. Some of the actors, they're fine, whatever, but watching behind the scenes, tell how much passion and love was put into this film, that just makes me really happy to see. So I'm going to give this movie an A-. Yeah. That's it. I'd probably say it's on par with Toolbox Murders. So hopefully the sequel is just as good, if not better. Let's see. Whew.